Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Manifest Destiny. And first of all, what is Manifest Destiny? Well, it is a term that we are going to have to know if we are talking about the US history. And certainly, if you are walking around the world, it is part of your historical roots and you should know about it. Manifest Destiny was really never written down, there is no written policy, there is no laws, there is not something in the Constitution that really says something about it. Manifest Destiny is actually a word that originates from a reporter, John O'Sullivan, that was written on the 1840s. Manifest Destiny was the belief that the United States is destined to spread self-advancement, civilization, and democracy across the continent to the Pacific Ocean. It contained racist ideas that it was acceptable to remove Native Americans and Mexicans from their land because they were holding up progress. The role of land ownership also was present in this event because land was associated with wealth, political power, and independence, and Americans desired it for various reasons as farming, making money, national growth, starting a new life, etc.
These are some of the social reasons. Anglos believe that they are bringing civilization, democracy, and technology to the West. Americans associate land ownership with wealth, individualism, political power, and independence, with self-rules. Also, the United States population has grown dramatically due to the European immigrations. The economic reasons. The United States has suffered some several depressions, in which caused the people to look in the West for more economic opportunities. The business seek trade markets with countries in the Pacific region. Frontier land was inexpensive or free for those that want a second chance. Political reason. Americans also have the dream to expanding into Cuba and Mexico. Americans had the history of westward movement since they put a step on North America.
Well, hi, I'm Jesus Luna. I'm going to talk about the expansions, the reasons of the expansions, and the arguments of the expansions. The Southerns desires for expansions. The Southerners wanted to expand their territory in order to have like more slaves in their power, and in order to enhance the South political over the Washingtons. Like right here, they wanted to expand like down. The northern desires for the expansions, and the northern people saw more opportunity in the east coast, like uh, right here, um, over like to expand like over here because of the military presence of along the Pacific coast, and they saw a opportunity over San Francisco, and they wanted to sell goods to Asia. The arguments over the expansions, well, not all Americans wanted to expand, especially no, the not all like the northern people doesn't wanted the southern people to expand because they will have like more slaves in their power, and they will have more territory, and they will have more people voting in the Congress, and a lot of Americans doesn't want it to expand because they think that they will not um, success because they will have like a lot of territory and not enough people to cover all the territory. And that's my part.
The Texas Dilemma is basically the Texas Revolution, and it began in October 1835 with the Battle of Gonzales, and it ended up in April 1836. The war began after a decade of political and cultural clashes between the government and the large population of America. The new laws were unpopular to all of Mexico, and that leads violence in some states like Coahuila and Texas. Making things worse for the Texas, Santana removed the capital of Texas from San Antonio to Saltillo. In 1829, the Mexican government banned all the slavery. The Texas region and all the states, all immigrants will have to convert to the Catholic religion. Santana invaded Texas and at the infamous Battle of the Alamo killed all the defending Texans. Sam Houston applied immediately for Texas to be annexed by the USA. There was also a possible war with Mexico if the USA annexed Texas.
There were many disputes in the North. Many Americans still saw England as America's greatest enemy. There were harsh feelings remaining from the two wars. Canadians and Americans began a small war in the 30s, furious over disputed lands in the main region. The Western-Ashburton Treaty of 1842 settled the land disputes and established a Maine-Canada boundary. The Oregon conflict was much more serious than the main one. America and England were also in dispute over this territory. Americans, embracing Manifest Destiny, felt it was the right to claim lands deep into Canada.
The Democratic Party was somewhat unsure about what approach they should take to the 1844 elections. The candidates for these elections were John C. Calhoun, who was pro-slavery and pro-annexion, and Martin Van Buren, who represented the North and those unsure about the possibility of having more slave states. But there was an unexpected candidate. He was a disciple of Andrew Jackson, and he completely embraced Manifest Destiny. The Wise chose Henry Clay, and he promptly heard his chances by changing his answer to the expansion question. Democrats stated they will annex Texas, try to get California and state of Oregon. Americans displayed their desire by supporting the unknown candidate. Tyler was still president until Polk was inaugurated. I'm going to talk about settling the Oregon issues. In one of his first moves as president, Polk backed down from his promises of war with England for Oregon and agreed on a treaty to solve the issue. The Oregon border with Canada was set at 49th parallel, and the USA say that the British could use the Columbia River as a water travel route. Northerners felt that Polk had betrayed them. He was a Southerner and his not pushing for more Northern territory had denied the North for an opportunity to gain more free states, states that were not pro-slavery.